everyone. Welcome to our first event of Freshers, or Super September as we call it, because it's going to be a whole month of events and activities this year. Today we're doing a little Ask Me Anything Q&A. So basically I'm here joined by Emily and Matthew, my two co-presidents, and we are your three ENSA officers this year. We're here to represent you and to make sure that you have a fun time at Napier. And we just want today to answer some questions from you guys. If you've got any questions, any thoughts, any doubts about anything, you can ask us now and we'll answer it live. But I think before we do that, we might introduce each other a little bit. Just before, if you've got any questions, what you do is that you just ask them in the comments. So you just pop a comment there and then it will come up on the screen and we'll answer your question. So yeah, I think, do you want to introduce yourself, Emily?
Yeah, so I'm Emily. I'm the co-president for Sports and Wellbeing this year. Really excited. Obviously, our freshers is kind of kicking off tomorrow, and we'll have stuff on for the entire month, which is new but very exciting as well. And there's different sports events as well that are planned for the month as well. So I'm very excited about that. So I'll pass over to Matthew.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Matthew, and I'm the co-president for Education and Employability. I mean, just like what Emily have said, I mean, we are so excited to have you guys on board. We are so excited about the Super September also. I mean, compared to the usual 7 days, Freshers Week, we are extending it beyond 7 days to 3 weeks of fun, for you all. So I mean, you can always go to the website at any time. Just select as many events as possible that you want to attend. I will be there too. I mean, 3 of us will also be there with you guys.
No, it's definitely super exciting. But yeah, so I'm everyone's president for societies and community. So that basically means that I'm in charge of all the different societies that you can be a part of at Napier, and I'm also here to make sure that there's a sense of community between students by creating different events and campaigns where you can get to know each other and feel part of the university. And before I was president, I was vice president for reps and volunteers. So that's basically the role that Matthew has taken over now, even though it's not the same name for the role anymore. But yeah, so this is my second year at ENSA, so some of you might recognize me from before. Before that, I'll give you a little bit of my background, and then we can move over to Emily and Matthew as well, so you can get to know us a little bit better. Before that, I was a student at Napier, and I studied festival and events management for 4 years. And I was also a program rep as well. So I did that for a couple of years, and that's what made me end up in this role at ENSA too. So it's really exciting where things can take you from when you get involved with ENSA. You never know what's going to happen. So, if you become a program rep, you might end up being president afterwards. You don't know. But yeah, I'll pass on to Emily and Matthew as well, so they can tell a little bit about themselves and their backgrounds.
Yeah, sure. So this is my first year in ENSA, but I've kind of been involved with the guys at ENSA for like the entire 4 years. I was at uni just through the dance club. So I was with dance for my 4 years and the committee quite a lot, and I was the president in my last year. So yeah, I think that's probably about it, to be honest. But yeah, just looking forward to this year. So I'll pass over to Matthew.
Thank you very much for that, Emily. As for me, I am an MBA graduate from Napier. I just finished my program June this year, and I've been a program rep for 2 years now, and I've also been a student ambassador for also 2 years. And I was the co-president for being the first BIM society at Napier. So it's quite interesting. Those roles allowed me to engage and connect with the university beyond just being a student. Within my role being a program rep, I was opportunity to have conversations with tutors, with some committee members that influences the way the academic program runs. So yeah, it's quite interesting when one engage within the university, aside from just having the usual model, concentrating model, but yeah, having to engage and network with other people too. I think, do we have a question there? Okay, all right. I thought it was a question. yeah. I mean, yeah, that's me. Okay, that's fine.
No, that's cool. And also fun fact, me and Emily know each other from dance because we were both in the dance club. So that's pretty cool. And me and Matthew know each other because we were both program reps as well. So that's cool. But yeah, just to remind everyone, if you've got any questions for us, just comment in the chat, put a question in the comments, and we'll be able to answer it live. So if you've got any questions about freshers or about any events that are coming up, any campaigns, how you can get involved with sports or societies, anything, and we'll do our best to answer you. But I think just thinking about the events that I'm more excited about in Freshers Week, but to be fair, there's so much stuff that I don't really know, but I'm personally really looking forward to Climate Week, which is from the 13th to the 19th of September. And so that will still be during Freshers, but it will be a whole week that's focused around climate and sustainability and how you can get involved. And there'll be lots of events around that. I think the Sustainable Society is organizing a beach clean day, so that should be fun. I've done that before, and it's more entertaining than it sounds. That, you know, picking up litter doesn't sound really fun, but when you do it as a group, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
And then we've got a conservation event on Curstorphin Hill, which is one of the 7 hills of Edinburgh. And we're going to be making a campfire and also removing some invasive species. And we did that event last year and it was super popular. So I'm looking forward to that one. So I don't know about you both, what kind of events you're looking forward to the most?
I think do you know, I'm really, really excited that we're going to have sports and societies fests coming up this week for the Wednesday and Thursday, and be able to have like our clubs and societies in person talking to like all of the freshers and just students who want to come and find out a bit more about the clubs and societies, because obviously we didn't have that last year, but we actually have it in person this year, which is really exciting. Obviously still safe with COVID, but definitely exciting to actually have. I'm just really excited that we've got like some more in-person events that are going to be happening, so people can really get to know each other and get like their uni experience off to a really good start. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to those events likewise. I mean, the first one I will be looking forward to is the Union Bar, the Welcome to Union Bar. I'd love to be there. And the Underground Ghost Tour. Yeah, I've not been to any of the ghost tour in Edinburgh before, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that to, partake. And the sports fest too. I think I would also be there too myself.
That's really cool. No, I like ghost tours, but they get really scary, to be fair, especially when they take you to a specific location. They say someone died here and now there's a ghost, and you can feel it brushing your hand. And even ghosts, you know what? It's really scary when you're actually on location and it's really dark. Yeah. But I think they're fun. I definitely would recommend to all students to do that, especially if you're new to Edinburgh as well, because Edinburgh's a medieval city and there's a lot of things like that to do. Like ghost tours are pretty popular, and there's a lot of very strange stories and things that have happened here. So it's definitely the good place for that. I'm trying to think about other events that we've got, but we've got a bit of walking tours as well. Because we've got the ghost tour. We've also got a Harry Potter tour. If you're a Harry Potter fan, that's definitely something that you need to go on, because there's a lot of things about Harry Potter here. It was written in Edinburgh as well. So there's that. And then there's a couple of other tours. There's an LGBT history walking tour, which should be super interesting. And that same tour guide is also doing a women's history walking tour on the same day. So I'm really looking forward to that too. And I'm also doing a Edinburgh Green Spaces walking tour, which is basically taking you around the different parks. Because Edinburgh just has lots of parks everywhere, and it's not a huge city, so you can kind of walk from one to the other. So we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we do definitely have kind of, even though it's spread over the entirety of September rather than condensed into 1 week, we've got like at least one event a day. So it's almost a little bit better. Like, it doesn't feel really rushed. And there's going to be something for like all of our students to be doing something like every day of September. So hopefully like you won't miss out on loads of things because they're all on at the same time. They'll be a little bit more spread out and stuff as well. And obviously, as you kind of make friends and get to know more people throughout the month, then you can go to more things with different people as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also well, for students that moved into Bainfield or Slateford or Orwell Terrace, the different student accommodation sites, there's also events made by the accommodation team that are very similar to our freshers events as well, but they're not exactly the same. But I think they're all pretty different, and that's also something that you can get involved in to get to know people a bit better. So yeah, that's exciting. And also we've made sure to check as well that some of these events were suitable for parents, like student parents who had children, things like that. So we've tried to have events for a bit for everyone. So obviously we know that everyone's not into huge club nights and getting super drunk. So it's good to have things for different types of people. So yeah, I was thinking maybe we could quickly talk about our plans for the year and our manifestos as well. Because I guess that's what we'll be doing all year, what we'll be working towards. But obviously we've each got our different roles, and our manifestos have something to do with that role as well. So for example, as president for societies and community, on the society side, what I'm wanting to do is to promote societies as much as possible, and then encourage new students to start more societies because they're started by students. So that's something that I want to do, is increase the number of societies at Napier. And then I'd say that on the community side, I'm creating a buddy system, so an online buddy system where new students would be matched with current students, and you'd get to form connections and meet new friends. So those are two big parts of my manifesto, for example. But yeah, I want to hear a bit more about you two as well, about what your plans are.
Yeah, I'll go then.
That's no way, that's fine.
So yeah, obviously my role is with sports and well-being. So kind of with sports, it's like slightly different in that area of my role, that it's our sports clubs, but also kind of like recreational sport that we can do throughout the year as well. So basically with our sports clubs, my main goal is to just make sure that our clubs are supported after COVID-19, and that they have like everything that they need to like kind of almost restart their clubs up again, because for some it's been a little bit more difficult than others. So that's quite a big focus, especially at the moment for like taster sessions and things coming up too. For the rec sport sort of side of things, it's quite exciting that we've got our first rec sport event is the Rounders event, which is in our freshers, which is also open if students have children that they want to bring along. Like, we're more than happy for them to come along. We can set up a kids game and things like that. So I'm really excited to just kind of get like the more like fun side of sport like there as well, that it's not just all kind of competitive. And on the well-being side, just trying to promote good like mental and physical well-being for all of our students all year round, with various different campaigns like Mental Health Week, and we'll have our Feel Fab Feb month as well, which I'm excited to get some events sorted for that as well. But we'll get past freshers before I start planning things for that. But yeah, I'll pass over to Matthew.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Emily. As for me, my big focus is basically to improve the employability skills, of the student, because I mean, looking at post-pandemic, the workforce has changed, and the demand for skills, is different from what it used to be before. So, my focus basically is to work hand in hand with the university, work with the tutors to be able to build up, and work within my team also to be able to build up opportunities that would improve the employability skills of the students. And also another important thing is to increase the engagement, of the student with ENSA, because as a student association we have tons of resources. Okay, and over time you're going to be seeing some of those testimonials of people who have engaged with us, and how that has impacted their career in a different way. I mean, stay tuned to our social platform. You're going to be seeing some of those videos, pops up, and testimonial here. So is to increase that engagement between the student and the student association, because the student association has tons of resources, that the student can actually benefit from, and which is very, very important, because some people will not know what resources is available for them, But I mean, don't be shy to ask any question. We are here basically to make your experience within the university an exceptional one, and I really mean it, an exceptional one. And I think lastly is to work in hand in hand with my colleagues, Emily and Heloisa, to promote campaigns, that are adequate for each and every one of the students. I mean, like what Alex was saying the other time, about the event that is accessible for parents, because we are thinking about that inclusion in anything that we do. Okay, was why we actually consider that kind of event. So yeah, don't hesitate to talk to us at any point in time or ask questions, and don't think that because we are a student association, we are not easily, accessible. We are accessible. Okay, we were once a student, so we know what it is to be a student. So I mean, see us anytime on the campus. I mean, talk to any of us. Yeah. So, I think those are basically my manifesto. I'm basically increasing employability, collaborating with my colleagues and other organizations outside the university, that can bring opportunities, to the student basically.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, Matthew, about our accessibility. I mean, you can contact us any way you want. You can find us on Instagram and on Facebook, but you can also email us. There's so many ways that you can get in contact with us, and soon we'll be on campus as well. So these past few days, for example, we were at Bainfield at the Key Collection welcoming the new students. So
yeah,
some of you might have seen us there. We were handing out free T-shirts. I heard they were quite popular, which is good. So yeah, things like that. We used to be students, so we understand what it's like. And obviously, we know it's been extra difficult now with the pandemic, and that's something that we want to make better, to make sure that this year that you can make new friends and that you can feel at home in Edinburgh and at Napier as well. And that's, again, one of the big parts of my manifesto is the sense of community, but also trying to achieve that through different campaigns that we put on. We know that there are certain groups of students that have been affected sometimes more than others. So, for example, international students have had a really hard time last year as well, because it's been so hard between going back home, coming back here, so many travel restrictions and how to get back to university, having some students that needed to pay to be quarantined in a hotel, things like that. So that's something that we'd worked with the NUS, the National Union of Students, to try and lobby the government to remove those charges, things like that. So we've been working on things for particular groups of students as well. But I think another part of my manifesto that's really close to my heart as well as sustainability, and that's why we're putting on Climate Week as well. And I want to, because I know that this is a huge issue at the moment, and that a lot of students also sometimes feel that there's not much that they can do to resolve the issue of climate change, but there's so many opportunities to get involved in the university as well. So something that we created really recently in the past few weeks is a new sustainability page on the ENSA website. And when you go on our website, which is napierstudents.com, you can see that sustainability tab. And under there, you've got lots of links and resources of different places where you can volunteer or get recycled things, reused stuff, and just so many resources to get engaged. And we also have a sustainable society that you can join. So lots going on. But I can see we've got a question here. So I think this might be one for Matthew, because it's about the rep training. So when is the program rep training this year? And is it online as well as face-to-face?
Thank you very much for that question, Chi. The rep training is going to be online, okay, because we're trying to digitize the rep training, and the rep program as a whole. And we're going to have some of the trainings still face-to-face. Okay, but as the year goes on, I mean, looking at the restrictions and government regulations, okay, we are going to be reviewing that over time. But yeah, the training is going to be online, all right, and the time for the training is not yet known, but we're going to get that communicated to you.
Yeah, no, that's great. And the training, the way it works as well, is it's an online module and you can complete it at your own pace, which is always good to know, and you can come back to it afterwards. So yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward for all the new program reps to be trained, and because that's a group of students that's very engaged as well. I don't know, Matthew, if you want to talk a little bit about the ENSA 50 as well, because that's something new that we've got coming up.
Yeah, for the ENSA 50, I mean, what I have to say for now is that I would want the student to be, involved with it, because it's actually a platform to be able to implement change within the university. Okay, it's going to be a platform whereby when you get on board with it, you'll be able to say or give suggestions or ideas that you will see it being implemented. Okay, yeah. So, but you can always go onto our website, okay, to read about Enter 50. But yeah, I would really appreciate, if you all, get involved.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to get involved with ENSA. So again, the different routes are you can be a program rep, you can be part of the ENSA 50, which is basically similar to a program rep, but dealing with university-wide problems, not just the ones on your course. Then you can be a committee member of a sports club or a society as well, which is basically the people who run the sports clubs and the societies. So a president, the secretary, the well-being officer, for example, or you can be a regular member of society as well, obviously. So those are some of the ways that you can get involved with us, but you can also just generally help us out with certain things. So for example, if we're doing a specific campaign on a theme that you're passionate about as well, you can be a part of it and give us ideas for events. If you've got something you'd really like to see, let us know what you'd like and we can support you to put on certain events and things like that. And you can just be a part of the team as well. So there's lots of things that you can do. So if you have any ideas, just make sure to contact us. No idea is a bad idea, really. We just need to make sure it's realistic and that we can do it. But usually we'll find a way to do that. So that's good. So I don't know if we've really got that many more questions. But hopefully this was useful. I guess maybe we could cut this now just because if people want to rewatch it, if it's too long, maybe it's a bit much. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope this was useful and this gave you a little bit of insight on what we do, how we work, and who we are as well. So yeah, thanks. And make sure to check out our website and all of our freshers events as well.
All right. Bye, everyone.